network which includes couple foundations and others. She is an Indian, and here we are. Ma'am, can you just adjust your camera, please? Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are very excited to hear words from your voice. Go ahead, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please unmute yourself? We are not able to hear you. Yeah, now we can hear you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for giving this wonderful opportunity to interact with today's youth. I have been lucky enough to listen to some of the speakers. So I have a personal request that everybody has been talking a lot about children's safety, and I would like to just give a very small little twist to children's safety and discussing and talking about certain psychological impacts and certain precautions to be taken by the children. So if allowed, I would love to share some of my slides prepared so that things could be made very, very clear. In my opinion, I 200% agree that in our happiness and for achieving our goals and to be successful and happy in life, emotions play a very, very important role in our life. Emotions are global and their reactions are global too. Whether I'm sitting in Nagpur and talking to you all, or you're sitting any part of the world, the feelings and emotions are the same. If somebody pays a compliment to you and say that I like you and I hate you and all, so the expressions and the feelings expressed would be quite similar. The language may vary. So I personally feel that in life, emotions play a very, very crucial role, and the reactions of emotions are also different with different people. Emotions is the most precious gift which God has given to human being, and if it is not handled properly, it can turn out to be very, very dangerous. Friends, there is no one size t-shirt available in the market to handle your emotions. You have to get them tailor-made according to your size, according to your needs, and according to your requirements. So it is very essential for all of us to take care of emotions before they turn out to be very, very negative and leave a very dramatic negative effect on our personality. Why, on the similar situation, children or the people behave in a different way? When emotions are global, their reactions and their their reactions are also very, very different because it depends on one's own personality. Every child is a wonderful creation of God for the simple reason that they all have their own identity, they all have their own likes and dislikes, they all have their strengths and weaknesses, and they have their own aptitude and attitude towards life. All these things need to be taken care of by our current youth if they need to understand how they need to be handling and managing themselves in near future. We all are aware that COVID-19 became the game changer overnight. And COVID-19 has left a partially positive, but overall a very negative impact on our lives. It has shaken all of us very badly, and in a different way, it has brought all of us on the ground realities also. So it's not that everything was negative, and but I personally feel that if any award is to given, then I would recommend COVID-19 should be given as the best teachers award, because it has taught us too many things. And as if COVID-19 was not enough, now another pressure, which entire universe, globe is getting, is the impact of war between Russia and Ukraine. So the psychological impact which we have on our children, we are all having on us, talks about fear of uncertainty, fear of losing a close relative, fear of a failure in life, fear of not meeting our own classmates, our all dear near ones, not mixing with them, not socializing with them, which is having a very crucial impact on our emotions. And what is happening, that the fear develops anxiety. Anxiety gives rise to stress. Stress comes out from our behavior pattern in a very aggressive manner, because there are too many things stored in all of us, and we have been not been able to give an outlet to our emotions. Somebody has rightly said that suppression of feelings and desires gives rise to depression. And friends, under any circumstances, I would not like any of us, any member of the youth community, to slip into depression, because it becomes very difficult for anyone who gets into depression to pull himself or herself out of that situation. And everybody behaves differently. You know, at times happens that there is a sad news in the house. Some people lose their appetite, but in certain people, the appetite increases. They start having hunger pangs, and they just feel that they need to be eating something. Socially, it may not be approved, but everybody reacts differently to different situations in life. And that is precisely what our students, our children, our youth have undergone during these last 2 years. In my mind, the most important negative role which has affected the youth and the school going students is bullying. I very firmly believe bullying is everywhere, in the house, in the corporate offices, in the government offices. If I make a statement that bullying is all over the world, all over the society, will not be wrong. And bullying too is universal. Now, the concept is that even the styles of bullying, the types of bullying, and the techniques of bullying are also universal. If you have to trouble somebody physically, anywhere in the world you are sitting, you will either pinch, kick, or hit. You want to emotionally disturb somebody, you will make some nasty statements which disturbs. Though none of us have the right to emotionally disturb anyone, but by unconscious way, knowingly or unknowingly, we get involved in emotionally disturbing our colleagues, our friends, and our students by making certain very sarcastic statements. Now we can talk about, just to give a very quick review of the types. I'm sure the crowd I'm addressing to are much more familiar, and they know much more than what I can give them an idea. So physical abuse is something like this. Verbal abuse, again, talks about, I was talking to you, that you can make sarcastic remarks. I mean, it can be very, very painful for another person. So verbal abuse includes all these issues. Emotional abuse is so very dramatic. It leaves such a strong impact on the personality of the child or a human being, that this can either break or make a child. So we as parents, we as teachers, and we as educationists should be giving a lot of importance to this particular part of it. And especially after experiencing 2 years COVID, when the students are now coming back, I heard gentlemen praising the teacher community taking care of the students during the lockdown. I would further like to add that all the parents and teachers need to be paying extra attention to the emotional part of the students. For the simple reason, they are not mature enough. They cannot express their emotions. They always tend to be keeping all these things within themselves. They don't share with the parents, assuming and presuming that maybe parents will get angry, will scold them. They don't share with their own peer group and their friends, thinking that what that person will think about me. And hence, all the feelings and emotions are suppressed within themselves. And this is one area where I would like to say that though it is not medical term, but just to explain that I'm referring to that emotional constipation and emotional diarrhea is very, very dangerous. And we need to create a situation in our society, give a chance to the young students to vomit out their internal conflicts and feelings. Because once we give them a chance to give an outlet to their feelings and emotions, I am 100% confident that children will feel little more relaxed, they will feel better, and in the long run, they'll be able to perform very well in life. Things don't end here. Today we are facing, my young generation is facing digital bullying. I will not explain. We have been talking about it. Other speakers also have touched this area. So now try to imagine the scenario or the mental state of a child who is, say, in the age of 12 to 15, 12 to 17. Unfortunately, too much too early has come into their life. Adolescent age, as prescribed by WHO, which used to be 13 to 19, has preponed. Today, students enter pre-adolescent age at the age of 7. And 7 years, by any standard, is not an age where children have any kind of maturity, any kind of experience, any kind of exposure that they can handle their physical, mental, and emotional health. Hence, the need for the parents, need for the teachers to be taking care of them. And only then we can prepare our current youth to face the very, very hard, cruel realities of life. And we are not sure what kind of future is stored for them. Though the technology has advanced, everything is going up standard wise, quality wise, but every individual is not the same. Here, a very small little thing to be explained, that we always talk about the person who is bullying should be punished, person who has been bullied also is at fault. According to me, it's a triangle. Three people are involved: the victim, the person who bullies, and according to me, the bystanders are also equally party to it, because the bystanders just stand there to have free entertainment. They don't even have to buy any ticket to watch the show. They do not contribute anything, but they are equally at fault. All the three areas need to be focused and covered by all of us. And this way, by understanding the system and understanding the strategies involved in bullying, we should be able to help our children and students to become more alert, more careful, more strong to face the realities. Post COVID, the only sad thing is that our youth, according to me, have lost their self-esteem. Their self-esteem needs to be brought back under all circumstances. They need to come back to their original self. We have gone through a lot of difficult times, we agree, but doesn't mean that we stay put and not move ahead. This time will also pass. Things have happened, a lot of things have happened to people, but this phase
Sorry,
also.
ma'am, but your slide is not seen properly.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can
We are
I?
still in the slide.
Yes.
Is this one clear? Ma'am, can you see this?
Ma'am, you have
Ma'am,
to
which
check.
slide you're in?
Yeah,
Factors
next.
causing, factors causing.
Factors causing bullying and violence.
No, we are in the second slide still now.
Only on the second slide.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you suggest? I think what I'll do, I'll finish and then replay the slides. Is that okay?
Okay, ma'am, you just
Okay.
go for it.
Let's see what can be done. Since
Yes.
the time is very short, ma'am, if I can, I'll try to read so that things become clear. And I'll try
Yeah.
to cut short and I can repeat the slides or leave it
Ma'am.
with you and you can handle. So a lot of issues are involved. Why children get involved in bullying? Just because they get kick out of it. They have a sadistic temperament and a nature. They enjoy troubling anybody else. They may be experiencing the similar things in the house. That also is important, and it could be part and parcel of their personality traits also. Here, factors causing bullying and violence: severe physical punishment used at home, lack of parental involvement, because we are all part and parcel of a single unit family. There are no people to guide. People have no time for each other. So children are spending a lot of time alone. They are not aware what precautions to be taken and how to move on. And lack of knowledge about positive ways to deal with problems, because behavioral problems are far too many and everybody needs to be attended to individually. There is no, as I mentioned, there's no common t-shirt available for treating behavioral problems. It has to be handled individually. Strategies for child safety is important. Everyone should try to understand their own child. It's important to understand their own child as a teacher, as parents, and then move on to follow the safety wheel according to their needs, according to the requirement, according to the facilities available and the provisions available. I'm just shortlisting 8 steps. Whenever you are taking care, thinking to do something good for other people, helping. And these steps are not only meant for students, these are for everybody. When you have to plan something about anybody, it's important that you make safety plan. How are you going to move? Precaution is better than cure. Then what precautions are you going to do and what will be your plan of action? Not openly go and scold the child, not openly go and humiliate the students, because the psychologists have approved that when you have to explain and counsel a child, it should be done alone. You appreciate the good qualities of the children openly, applause, but when you have to counsel, please ensure that you are talking to the child alone, because every single child has a right to privacy. It's so very important to respect their privacy. Let's not make an open public announcement for their certain wrong behavior, and be aware of the surrounding. Where are you standing? Who are the people watching? What is the culture of the area where you are living? Listen to your feelings. Listen to your children. Listen to your students. Listen to your partner. People, students give a lot of hints. A lot of children have been telling their parents, Mom, I don't want to go and meet and talk to that person. I do not feel comfortable. But parents tend to ignore. They do not want to give any importance to their talk for the simple reason that, oh, my relationship will go astray if I think negative about the person. No, it's time to give importance to your child. You have to think about your child's safety and security. And there are ways and means to say no to a person. My students must learn the skill of saying no. It should not be abrupt. It should not be clear. It should be in a style. Once or twice you explain, you don't like, please don't do this to me. I do not appreciate. Later on, sharing with a friend, talking to some senior person so that people know your surroundings and they can rely and done with it, or make an excuse and get away. That today I'm not available, I have to do this, maybe, but you have to make a very effective excuse to get away from the scenario and learn to use the self-defense. Talk to a trusted adult. Your parents. Your parents are the best friends God has ever created. Or your teachers, or your very, very close friends, your buddies. Keep telling till someone believes. Do not give it up. Digital etiquettes, all of you are aware, you are much more aware. Just a quick browse through the slide. You should not let your secrets, let your personal information, do not share with anybody, and learn to respect others' privacy also, and do not share their personal pictures or information with anybody. Make vent buddies. This is in reference to, you should have group of friends whom you can trust. A vent buddy is a friend who you can share anything with, vent out or complain about it without fearing any kind of a judgment. They are your safety nets. I'm making it clear. Friends are your safety nets. You can depend on them and you understand each other because you belong to the same age group, and your issues, problems, your secrets, they are all similar. So once you understand your friends, then the friend can stand as a support and be buddies and not police. Do not have a privilege, do not have a sadistic approach towards life by intentionally disturbing somebody. Everyone can help each other, give respect and space to each other. Friends are the most precious gift given to you by God, and handle them very, very carefully. Here, since shortage of time, dear friends, you are now all mature, you're all grown up because you have gone through certain experiences in life little early, but that has given you a lot of maturity. With all these problems, you don't have to fear. You don't have to bother about your future. You need to be planning about your future. As I mentioned, there's no single t-shirt, one size t-shirt available for you. The current youth is the future of our country, future of our world. You need to stand up. Sky is the limit for you. Please understand, sky is the limit for you. Open your wings and soar the heights. Achieve the goals fixed up by you. But in achieving the goals, it's very important. I want to be a scientist and I want to be an astronaut. By daydreaming and let it go there is not going to help. You have to make it happen. You have to plan about it. You have to plan what kind of personality you should be having to achieve your goal. What should be the process from where to start and how are you going to end and achieve your dream and target. Though WHO has given life skills, 10 life skills like analytical thinking and creative thinking and self-care and communication skills, all these things. Dear friends, I still have a request that please develop skill of acceptance. You should learn to accept anything and everything which comes, because COVID-19 has taught this. Everybody has started accepting the hard realities and working on it. So in addition to the skills, I would suggest that please develop skill of acceptance, skill of flexibility, skill of decision making. And today's generation need to have the skill of decision making. In addition to that, they should be responsible and accountable for their decision. No longer the time is there where students say, ma'am, My father wanted me to do like that. My mother told me to do this. No, you cannot depend on your parents any longer. Parents are there as good friends and good guides, but you should develop the skill of making your own decisions by being very, very sensible and be responsible and accountable for your decision. And another most important thing is that develop the skill of empathy and not sympathy. With these words, I would like to conclude and wish you very all the best. Ma'am, would you like me to repeat the slides?
Mom, if you want, you can repeat the slides.
I can do it quickly so that the flow is there. Sure. Just take it back to the.
1 second.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll browse through feature first.
1 second.
Ma'am, or you can share your slide with us and we will present it at the earliest later.
Sure.
Yes, because
First से करो.
बाद में update कर. Actually,
All right, it's all there. Thank you so much for giving this wonderful opportunity.
thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful words. The presentation was really good, but we missed it in the halfway. But
Thank you.
you suggesting us to develop a certain skills, I guess it will be very, very useful for us in a longer run, not only for a child, but then even as a growing teenager or as an early adult. It will be useful for us also, ma'am. And I guess the skills you mentioned are the most important skills that any human being must have to go towards a better humanity and towards a better world. Thank you so much for being here with us today, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless.